All right, so now we can start like looking more at like see like Robbie Grossman's the guy who's not going to get anything because we just claimed him. Clippard, we already saw that nobody wants Tyler Clippard. Graveman is really the only other option that we could trade. Anybody else that we would be trading is somebody who is D Gordon we saw. It's just the thing that he's making so much money that like we would probably have to take on a contract too. Let me get more to the like July 29th, and then we'll see what's going on. Not ideal. All right, so it's the 29th. D Gordon is a guy who we would like to trade. Brian Shaw is not going to get anything because he's in AAA, also getting lit up in AAA a bit. Malik Smith is hurt, also not somebody we could probably trade. So it's like Graveman, Clippard, D Gordon, and that's really it that we could be trading here. Like in real life, they traded Austin Nola, who's way down here, just because he's like he has so much team control. It's just like he's the only tradable asset. But then, like if we trade him, who is our catcher? You know, our catcher becomes Tom Murphy, who also is a controllable asset, but like stinks. I'd rather keep Austin Nola, even if he is 30, and maybe trade him like in a year or two. You know. I think that makes more sense than trading him right now. I didn't think I had to click on both, did I? Okay, so I do. Just any type of player. Yeah, just say this is what I mean. Like we would just be swapping contracts at this point, and that's not what we're looking to do because it just doesn't make any sense to do that. So like why we're not going to be able to trade D Gordon is the thing. So D Gordon is not a tradable piece. So then really like our only tradable assets are like Tyler Clippard and Kendall Graveman. So like what is Kendall Graveman going to get anything at all? Just any type of player at all. Just anybody. Shop now, anybody. We're going to have to advance a day here too so we get more shop attempts. It's looking like he's getting way more offers. I'm seeing names pop up on there that are guys who I would want to look at. I think I saw Domingo Herman pop up on there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What is this? Just because he made the All-Star team, now people are like, hey, maybe we want to get this guy after all, huh? So yeah, this is going to take some time to sort through. Lots of options here. We definitely want prospects. So like, we don't need a first base prospect. We already got Evan White. We don't need Pavin Smith. Domingo Leyba is a guy, switch hitter, second base / shortstop, more of a second base, though doesn't have the arm quite for shortstop. Has barely gotten time in the bigs. Has been very good in the minors throughout his career. Avoid Ks, gap power. Hits well against both, can play some outfield for us too. That's good to see. Domingo Leyba is a guy to keep an eye on. Let me write this down. Bobby Dahlbeck? Possibly. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. Bobby Dahlbeck, he's already 25, so a bit older than Leyba. But he could be a thing. He could be a decent third base guy. He's not going to be like anything too special at third base, but I'll write him down, Bobby Dahlbeck. Oh wow, okay. So that would be something. That would definitely be something. If we could somehow get Eliezer Hernandez and Jordan Yamamoto from them in the same package, that would be something that I would definitely be interested in doing. And like maybe Lewis Brinson could be like a throw into that deal. But yeah, Jordan Yamamoto and Eliezer Hernandez is definitely interesting. Houston Astros, Brian Abreu. That is extremely interesting. He's barely played in the big leagues this year. He's walking way too many guys. His control rating's not that bad, but he's definitely historically walking too many people to be a starter, probably. But yeah, he's basically just turned 23. I mean, that's very enticing. Him and, like, Brett Conine. I mean, if we could get both of those guys, if we could convince them to give us both of him and Brett Conine, that would be... Because, I mean, they're willing to trade both of them. Josh James, I mean, I've been soured on this guy. Possibly, OOTP version of him I haven't had an experience with, but... They have some really good young arms. Wow. So yeah, we're gonna write down Abreu, Conine, Ivy, James. I mean, even this guy, man. They're all. We're gonna write down all these guys. Torrens is interesting though. Like Torrens, Cal Quantrill, not really. Torrens is interesting. Very interesting. I'm gonna add him to my short list. Because I don't think I'm going to trade for him in this Graveman package, but I might go back and look at Luis Torrens at some other point. Look at the Diamondbacks. It was Leba who was like the first interesting guy. Definitely somebody who I would look at. Because he's a guy who can only play second and short right now, but his ratings, he could play anywhere. He'd be average at literally any position. So... He's a line drive hitter. He's got some decent hitting ratings. He's only 24. He's about to be 25. He's a switch hitter. He's gotten barely any time in the big leagues with Arizona. He hasn't hit in those time. Well, he did a little bit in 2019, but I mean, it's still just such a small sample size. You can't really do anything with that. And he hasn't played in the minors in the save, but he has his minor numbers, like historically, like not in OOTP, but like in real life, are decent. Definitely something. He's definitely a guy who would keep an eye on, but it's just the thing is, like, I don't know, Josh Green would be like the throw-in, or like the second part of the deal. Josh Green, Artie Lewicki's like a not really whole stapler. That'd be okay. I could see that. Yankees. So, like, I think, like, Frazier and Herman are the first two guys I would want. Ooh, so Herman and Schmidt. They would like that. Frazier. Not enough. Alright. Herman and Schmidt I do like. And it's like they're not even using Clint Frazier. What would it take to get Frazier in this? Like if I did make this work. Frazier. Make this work. I could give you... I mean, I don't really want to give you any of these guys. I wouldn't mind throwing in this guy in the deal. So we could do this package, Herman, Schmidt, and Frazier for Graveman, and I would throw in that, like, high A, low tier double A second baseman Hoover. And I would definitely pull the trigger on that. That's for sure. Very nasty. Even though he hasn't been great in double A this year, his ratings are just so good. What else do we... And it was like him, James, and Ivy was the package, wasn't it? Or was it Armenteros? No, it was him, James, and Armenteros was the package. So, like, he hasn't been great in double A. He's 26. James hasn't been great in the big leagues. So it's like underachieving guys with really good stuff on the Astros. Or on the Yankees, it would be like an outfielder who's been really good in AAA that they don't use. Because they just have a logjam in the outfield. Domingo Herman, who's very good, who's coming off that whole horrible domestic violence situation. And Clark Schmidt, who has been very good, or not very good, but like he's been really solid in AAA. I think that's my preference right now over this Domingo Leyba one. Leyba, Stapler's been in MLB this year, been solid, soft tossing righty. And then there's Josh Green, who's also in the big leagues and has been okay. Yeah, I think the Yankees offer is what we're gonna go with. Maybe because the Arizona guys are younger. That's the thing. Is you're getting a 24-year-old who's about to be 25, about to be 25. You get a 25-year-old who's about to be 26, though. I mean that sort of evens it out. And a 24-year-old who's about to be 25. While the Yankees deal would be a 24-year-old who's like halfway to 25, a 27-year-old who's about to be 28, and a 25-year-old who's about to be 26. And this could just be me, like, preferring these guys because I'm a Yankees fan and I know these guys more than I know these guys. But I don't know. Leba's very attractive to me. Just because he can place like anywhere at like an average level, and he doesn't strike out a lot. That's very enticing to me. That is very enticing. It's just I don't think we would have a spot. Like he would just right now he would take over for Dylan Moore. I would send down Dylan Moore and call him up. What do I want to do here? Honestly, I think I'm gonna go with the Arizona package. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go with the Arizona package. We're gonna go first. Let's make sure we can actually do this. Leba, Green, yes, and then the other guy was Cole Stapler. Very close. All right. So who would you need? Could we just throw in that same? Yeah, that Hoover guy. Who's this guy? Raymond Kerr? Yeah, no, we want to keep him around. So yeah, I think I'm just going to throw in that same Hoover second baseman and just do this deal. Yeah, that's what we're going to do here. Hoover gets thrown in. I don't give a shit what you think, Jerry DiPono. No, not really. Glenolin Hill Jr., he probably just got drafted, didn't he? Oh no, he was with them last year. Play all over the place. I'm interested. I'll do that. Let's do that. I'm down. Domingo Leyba, Josh Green, Cole Stapler, Glenolin Hill Jr. for Kendall Graveman and just like a organizational depth guy. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Bang. Kendall Graveman has now been traded. So we just traded a pitcher. That means we can immediately just add one of these pitchers to the roster, and then there's Dylan Moore. So Dylan Moore goes down to AAA. Where is he? Dylan Moore. Disable AI demotion. Domingo Leyba gets added for Dylan Moore. One of Josh Green or Cole Stapler. Cole Stapler's the obvious one who goes right on. And then does this guy have options? He still has 2 options, and his option for this year has already been used, so it wouldn't use him at the Senate. Yeah, so I'm going to take Josh Green, who hasn't been too great in the majors this year, and we're going to add him to the 40-man, and then we're going to send him down to AAA, and we're going to guarantee that he does not get demoted. There's Clippard, which we already saw that they're not going to really accept anything for him. I'll do it again, possibly. One more shop attempt, just anybody for Tyler Clippard. Anybody at all for Tyler Clippard. I'm seeing some names. Mostly just regulars, though, not any young guys. I think I'm kind of interested in this Davinsky deal, to be quite honest. He's still got options. They already used his option this year. He's arbitration eligible. I might only have him for like 1, possibly 2 more years. We could see if we could channel some of old Chris Davinsky for us. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Chris Davinsky, just straight up for Tyler Clippard. Not really close to being fair. All right, well, if you think it's not really close, maybe I'll squeeze in a prospect here, huh? What if I get this Tyler Ivey guy, huh? No, that's not. You don't want to do that. What if I look at Armenteros here? Oh, okay. Would they just give me... Wait a minute. Would they just give me, like, the same guys, like if I was just like, hey, I want the same guys as before, would you give them to me now? You've already covered they don't want to give up Ivy. Obviously, they wouldn't. They definitely wouldn't give up one of these guys for him. Yeah, okay. So they wouldn't. I did not. They don't care about Armenteros, it seems. It seems like they're totally fine. Just. Wait, what? Wasn't it a yes just a minute ago? And then it's only a good offer if it's Davinsky. So Armenteros straight up is a no. But if I give you... But if I take... I guess if they just want Davinsky gone? Is that the thing? I mean, I'm doing this. Davinsky and Armenteros are both going to come over. Alright, for now we're going to have Davinsky in the bigs. We're going to have Armenteros... He already on the... Alright, he's already on the... What? Oh, okay, so now the 40-man's full. Now we gotta make a decision on the 40-man to fit Armenteros on there. I think that's the move. We're DFAing Brian Shaw. Bam. So Armenteros is now gonna be on the 40-man in AAA. Guaranteed in AAA. Carl Edwards Jr. is gonna need to come up soon once he does some more rehab games. And, yeah, I think that's what we're doing here at the deadline, is just those are the moves we're making. I don't think we have any more moves to make. We don't have anybody we can trade, really. Yeah, it's just gonna be... We're just gonna roll with what we got for now. Tyler Alexander's rehab is now up, so we gotta make a... It always switches to this screen. Now we gotta make a decision on Tyler Alexander. Because, like, Sheffield hasn't had his option used, has he? It is not. I don't want to waste an option on Sheffield. So, like, who's someone who I've already used their option on? Davinsky. We can just call down... What we're going to do is we're going to take Davinsky, send him down, call up Alexander. Am I going to leave it like that, maybe? Yeah, I think we're going to leave it like that for a bit. We're going to disable the demotion on Davinsky. And now we've got more lefties in the pen. Alexander's back. Now, Kyle Seager is a guy who we do want to get rid of at some point. Are we going to be able to get rid of him this season is the question. So if I go shot player around and just prospects, probably going to be a no. Some, yes, okay. Only the Brewers, though. What? Just the Brewers are like, hey, we'll give you this third base prospect who's going to strike out a ton. And maybe might not be anything, but you'll be able to get rid of Kyle Seager. Like, is there a shorter contract that I could take for Corey Seager? Because Corey Seager expires in 2022, he's going to be a free agent. So we still have this season, next season, and then he has a team opt-out for 2022. So we definitely have Corey Seager for at least one more year, which isn't the worst. Definitely not the worst. But we could possibly try to get rid of him after this year. So, like, Porcello, you know? We could take on Porcello's contract just for the rest of this year. And then, you know, they'll have Seager next year. Do we want to do that is the question. Adam Eaton? No. Actually a buyout after this year. Huh. Maybe. That was a buyout after this year, right? This season, and then buyout for next season. Meaning I'll have to make a decision on him. Whereas Kyle Seager has an option. Okay. Now, if I do this, who would be playing third is the question. Shed Long could place him third. Leba, possibly. Doesn't really have the bat to be a third baseman. Who do we have in AAA that could play some third base? Donovan Walton, maybe? So, like, Eaton would take up a spot in the outfield. That would probably take, like, we could get rid of Matuk, who's starting to struggle now, and keep Grossman, and then just have Adam Eaton for the rest of this year, and then just get rid of him. I'm thinking that Adam Eaton's the move here. Eaton makes the most sense, in my opinion. We save immediate money, and we can buy him out for 2021. Not even buy him out, just a $0 buyout. So yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to take Adam Eaton. Fan reaction decreases noticeably. That's to be expected. Kyle Seager now goes to Washington, which I'm sure is a team that's probably contending. We go to standings. Yeah, they're right in the thick of things. And where's Mikey Matuk? The Matuk is starting to struggle. We don't need him anymore. We can waive and DFA him. I'll probably just release him if he doesn't get claimed too, to be honest, rather than send him down to AAA. And Adam Eaton can come up to the big leagues. Or that's the 40-man roster. Adam Eaton can come up to the big leagues. And then, what was the other spot? Oh, Matuk. So yeah, Eaton takes his spot, and now we call up that Walton guy from AAA. Where is he? Yeah, this guy right here, Donovan Walton. Good ratings. He's a captain. I'll take that. He's hitting pretty well in AAA. Donovan Walton from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Come on down, baby. And I'm thinking those are our deadline moves. I don't think we need to make any more moves here at the deadline. We're going to chug along. Trade deadline has passed. We are now into August. Angels are held hitless. What? Wait. This guy just... this is the guy we just traded for. Cole Stapler comes in. They put him in the rotation. And he throws a no-hitter in his first game in a Mariners uniform. What a freak, dude. And that's the guy I had pinned him, I think, Justin Fall. That's top starter. But oh my god! Cole Stapler. He comes in first game as a Seattle Mariner, and he no-hits the Angel. He no-hits Mike Trout. I mean, come on. What a guy. Just immediately becomes a Mariners legend. I mean, that is incredible. That is incredible. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Sign me up. Holy hell. Cole Stapler, what a guy, man. What a guy. And then Mikey Matuk is a guy we can just release, because I don't need him in the system. I will, add that on for the rest of the season. Who gives a shit? Mikey Matuk, see you later. What did Margevicius do? And then Margevicius dominates the A's. A complete game. 2-hit, strikes out 8. I mean, what's going on here with the ragtag Seattle Mariners, baby? Cole Stapler's pitching again against the Angels. You know they're shaking in their boots. You know it. Let's see what happens. Cole Stapler taking on the Angels yet again. And it looks like he got pounded. All right. So, so he throws a no-hitter. And then his second start as a Mariners against the same team. And they're like, all right, we've seen this guy now. And they smack him around. You know, not a great second start for Cole Stapler, but you know he always has that. He can tell his kids that he no-hit Mike Trout. Definitely something to brag about as we just keeps him along here. Beat the Angels there. Make sure I'm looking at the waiver wire. Alex McRae, no, not really interested. And maybe I would like to get to the end of the year here, because I do tend to cruise through August. And, oh, you think you're being wasted, D Strange. Is that how it is? So Donovan Walton's playing second base. Leba's on the bench. Now, one thing I don't like about forcing guys to start... So, like, what I could do is be like, hey, play D Strange Gordon at second base, or play Leba at second and Walton is the bench guy or something, is when I do that, whoever the backup is always going to be listed as just if starter is tired, and I don't particularly like doing that because it makes it difficult to actually have like a good bench, because I would like guys to be able to like play every 7th game or whatever, and I can't set that if you force a guy to play a position. So what I could be doing here is, yeah, Robbie Grossman should be the backup, and what we should be doing is Kyle Lewis should be left field, Adam Eaton should be right field, Sim a day, and then bam. Okay. That's what we wanted. And we'll just rock that for a bit as we beat Houston. Was Eaton in the lineup for this game? Look at that. Walton scores 2 runs on the day, leading off. Kelenic homered. How is Kelenic doing? I haven't looked. Jared Kelenic is being called up. He's got 98 ABs. Weighted runs created plus above 100, which is good to see. BABIP's a bit low. So he's about a league average hitter right now. That's fine. Get him some time. He's only 21. Yeah, that's completely fine. Jared Kelenic is definitely going to be able to get things done for us. And Kyle Lewis, still, hitting pretty well. Shed Long, still doing his thing. And, yeah, Tyler Alexander has 5 starts for us. He's been good in those 5 starts. We've got ourselves a scrappy bunch here in Seattle. That's what we like to see, those small market scrappy bunches. Mitch Haniger, he's back, but we're going to put him on a rehab assignment because that's what we do when people come back from injuries. Check on Carl Edwards. He's pitched 4 innings on a rehab assignment in Tacoma. We'll leave him down there for a little bit longer. I do want to check on... What are we doing here? The player shortlist. Those are the guys I wanted to look at. The kids. That's not good. Fraley, torn quadricep, shoulder inflammation. Not good at all. Grotz, Murphy. I mean, those are all guys that I would like to... Cortez, Grotz, and Murphy are all guys that I would like to get up in the majors at some point. Johan Ramirez, possibly. Art Warren as well. Taylor Williams, yeah. AA guys. Alright, so I want to go to AA and look at if any of these guys deserve call-ups to AAA here for, like, the rest of the minor league season. Kirby, maybe? I don't like to... I generally like to keep guys on the same level for all year, but if, like sort of like this guy, if he's been in AA for 2 seasons now, or like half a season, and then like so far this season, then I would call him up. So he's a guy who I'm going to call up. LJ Newsome is going to go to Tacoma. Like Dill Payne, another guy. He is going to go up to Tacoma. Wyatt Mills, no. That's 3 straight seasons of AA. He needs to be... He's, like, bored of AA, so he needs to be in AAA. Aaron Fletcher, that's 2 seasons in AA, but I mean, we need lefties up there, so yeah, we're gonna call up you to AAA. Jack Anderson, that's another guy, 2 seasons, AAA. Kevin Munson, The AI has sent him up and down. We'll just let the AI deal with him. Kirby Sneed is a guy who's barely pitched in Double A for us because we just traded for him, so I'm going to leave him there for now. And then we're going to look at the Double A lineups. And what am I looking for here? Batting stats, yes. Chavez Young tearing the cover off the ball here in Double A. Not so much for us, more so for New Hampshire. We're going to leave him there because he did start the year in A-ball, so he's just kind of finishing out the year in Double A. Cal Riley, no. Keegan McGovern. Yes, maybe. What is he? He's angry about their record. All these guys are going to stay. Rodriguez is struggling quite a bit in Double A. We're going to leave him there, though. Power through that. Marmolejos. No. Really, it's only McGovern that I'd be looking to call up here. Yeah, probably. And what does first base look like in AAA right now? It's Patrick Wisdom. Yeah. Alright. So yeah, Keegan McGovern is going to get called up to AAA. My AAA pitchers are fine, 16 pitchers. I tend to keep a lot of guys in AAA just because, like, I tend not to get too overboard with it, but, oh, this is lineups, what am I saying? Pitching, yeah. So I have 22 pitchers right now. This is a bit overboard. We have a lot of guys in AAA. I tend not to get too overboard with it like this, but sometimes it can get like that just because... Wow, that's not ideal. Just because, like, I want guys to be in AAA rather than, like, having the AI put them in AA or even A-ball. Even the AI will do that with guys who you think should be in AAA. And like I said, I get attached to prospects, so sometimes my AAA pitching will end up looking like this, and certain guys will kind of get overlooked and whatnot, but it's fine. We'll figure it out. Some of these guys will end up getting released at the end of the year because they're just, you know, they're not going to be anything more than an organizational filler, and as guys move up through the organization, it just doesn't make sense to keep them there. So, we'll just keep that the way it is for now, though. And, yeah, let's just keep chugging along here in August. And we just beat Houston 11-2, beat the White Sox. Walton, what are you doing? What are you... Bench clearing brawl with Michael Givens? Alright. Sure. Why not? I swear, Defoe is on waivers like every other week. Every other week, it's like Wilmer Defoe, as we're just beating the White Sox left and right now. 8-1? Jesus. Ray Black. Very enticing player, just because of how fast he throws. But the control is always an issue with him. I mean, 9.1 walks. That is not... yeah, he's thrown 43 innings in Milwaukee this year, and he's throwing 9 walks per 9. Yeah, that's... no. We do not want that. Carl Edwards Jr., as we won again. And who is pitching not well in the bullpen right now? That's the thing. They're just not well at all. Nobody. Everybody's pitching fine. Nobody deserves to be sent down. So, ideally what we should be doing here is sending down somebody who has already used their option this season. And then we'll leave Edwards up, and then once the rosters expand, we'll call that guy back up, because the rosters expand here in a couple days. So, like, Kikuchi, maybe? Kikuchi's probably the obvious choice right now. So, yeah, Kikuchi. I want to see how he's been in the bullpen before I send him down. He's been bad both ways. Both ways he's been bad this season. That's not good to see. But yeah, Kikuchi, AAA Tacoma. Carl Edwards Jr. Oh, he's not on the 40 man. Now we gotta make room on the 40 man, huh? Yeah, this guy. This is the guy I claimed from the Angels because he has all these really good ratings. But I mean, he's getting lit up in AAA. So yeah, we're gonna send this guy down to AA, and we're going to no, that's not what I want. And we're going to take him off of the 40 man. And well, I probably should just waited to. If he clears, then we'll send him down to AA. But yeah, Carl Edwards Jr. now on the team. Check waiver wire. All players. There's Bradley Roney. And we're chugging along here even more. Taking on Tampa Bay, losing by 1. And he cleared. Alright, so he cleared waivers. Bradley Roney. AA Arkansas. Check waiver wire. And keep it chugging along here. Just beat Tampa Bay. That's what you like to see. Dakota Mekes. That's an interesting guy to control's a bit iffy. He's only 25. I mean, he was pretty good when they had him up in the bigs. This is like another Wendelken situation where it's like, why are you guys waiving this guy? This guy could be like, he's fucking massive. Holy shit, 6'7", 275. Yeah, he's still got options. So I could just still have him on my 40 man, and I could send him down. So like, it just makes no sense that like what they're definitely just like making room for somebody, and they're like, oh, this guy should be the guy we get rid of. Even though I'm sure they got plenty of guys on their 40 man they could get rid of that are worse than him. But yeah, I mean, we'll take him. 25 years old, we'll take him as organizational depth. We do have to get somebody off our 40 man right now. So how's Carson Fulmer doing? Carson Fulmer getting lit up in AAA. Not ideal. I mean, you're washed, man. You're just washed. So we're just gonna release you. 90,000 for the rest of the year. Sure, get off the team. And now we can just go here to waivers. Dakota Mekes. He is going to be placed on that. Go to AAA. Go to Mekes. And we want to make sure that he stays in AAA. So bada bing. And we're chugging along still. Playing the Angels. Just lost 2 in a row. Just got swept by the Angels. There's Asher Wojo. And now we are into September, and the rosters have expanded. And Marco Gonzalez is day-to-day for 4 days. All right, that's fine. So now we can just call up, preferably 2 pitchers. Yeah, so I think the move here is just to have Haniger come off of the rehab. He takes up one of the extra spots, and then we call up 1 reliever. Yeah, that's the move here. We call up 1, or just any pitcher in AAA. So who deserves to get called up? Who deserves it? I mean, Murphy is an obvious one. I've been thinking about calling him up all year. The thing is, I would have to take somebody off the 40 man. So somebody already on the 40 man. So that would be like Josh Green, possibly. He hasn't been the greatest in AAA, but, you know, Kikuchi is a guy who, I mean, that's an obvious one because we just sent him down. We do want him to get time in the bigs, but you also want to get these other guys time, too. Armenteros is a guy who is pitching very well in AAA. We do want to see what we have in him. Davinsky is getting lit up in AAA. That's not good to see. Brian Shaw is as well. Brennan's been okay. Hiriano, I mean, he's just probably gone after this season. I don't need this guy on my team. 36 years old. Zach Grotz is somebody I need to add to my 40-man, though. I don't have him on the 40 currently. Same with Art Warren. Yeah. So I think that the move is MLB. We have enough lefties in the pen now, so I feel like the move is Armenteros. I'm thinking that's the move, Armenteros up to the bigs. Or there's the Mekis guy. He could be an option. Eric Swanson. He's getting lit up in AAA. That's not good to see. Yeah, we're calling up Armenteros. Armenteros is now on the roster, in the expanded roster. And we're just going to keep going day by day. We're going to chug along here. 2 weeks, JP Crawford. Awesome. So that makes it so we can put him on the IL. And that makes it so, like, Leba, well, we could just move Walton to, like, shortstop. Either one of Walton or Leba to shortstop. They'll play that, and then one of them will be the backup. D will be, like, second base or something. And then, yeah, so we don't need to call up another fielder is the thing. Which gives us an option to call up another pitcher who is already on the 40-man. So, like, Kikuchi probably is the one I'm looking at here. Mekis, though. I want to see what we have in Mekis. So I'm going to call up Mekis, Dakota Mekis. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly. So he's going to be up in the bigs. And we're going to move things along. Yeah, they moved Lebo to shortstop. I'm fine with all that. We just lost to San Diego. Leba's not hitting well currently, but now he's in the starting rotation. Now he's in the starting lineup, everyday lineup, so hopefully he's able to pick things up now that he's playing every day, as we just beat Houston. Whole Stapler out for 2 weeks. What's Lewis's? Moderate for throwing. Stapler, moderate. Yeah, we don't want a pitcher out with a moderate throwing injury, so 15-day IL for Stapler. How long has Lewis had this injury? He's had it for like a month now. Jeez. I must have just missed that or something. So yeah, I mean, I could give him a rest. I think, yeah, we're just going to make sure that he doesn't, like, aggravate that, and we're going to put him on the 10-day IL. And that means that we're going to call up... I want Fila. That's the thing, is I want Fila to come up and play. But we have to make a decision on who to take off the 40-man. Like, ideally a position player. Lopes is an obvious one, just because, like, I don't think anybody would claim him, and I also just don't think that he's a guy we have long-term intentions for, and I want to see what we have in Fila. So yeah, we're going to do that. We are going to waive and DFA Tim Lopes and Eric Fila. Finally getting some time in the big leagues. We're going to shift him to left field. Hopefully they play him at some point there. And, yeah, alright. They're playing him as the backup first baseman. Alright. Alright, so he's probably going to get some, like, pinch hit opportunities. Anything more than that, probably not, but... whatever. Oh my god, Miami claimed him. Alright, well, I'm fine with that. I wouldn't have DFA'd him if I wasn't fine with him getting claimed. Keep it moving, boys. Keep it moving. 3-2 Oakland win. Or win over... we beat them again. Wow, did we just sweep Oakland? Beat San Diego. JP Crawford's back. There are no minor leagues for him to go down to. So... who do we have? I mean, Fila is the obvious candidate, even though I just called them up. But I'm going to send down Kikuchi. JP Crawford's back. Kikuchi is in the minors for the rest of the year, even though there's no games. We just got stomped by San Diego. Kyle Lewis is now back. That means that Fila just goes right back down. Oh. Well, that's not good. They appreciate cutting ties with Eric Fila because they hate him. Well, that's just not ideal. We don't... That's not something we like to hear about a guy we want to get more involved in our team. Yeah, we've already been eliminated. We're not making the playoffs. That was obvious. We weren't trying to. Beat Cleveland. Let me just make sure I have this up just in case. Like Yarlin Garcia, he's a guy who is not good in this game. Never mind. Ian Strome. Yeah, no, he's nobody. No thanks. Keep it chugging along here. Cole Stapler's back. Awesome. Now we gotta make another decision. Who are we sending down from the major leagues? Mekis is still up. He'd be an obvious one. Tyler Alexander. Armin, look at this! Look at this! Armenteros! That's what I'm talking about, baby! Look at that. Yes. I don't know. I guess Mekis. Mekis is the obvious choice. So Mekis, back down to AAA. Whole Stapler. And now I just want to make sure that I don't miss any guys who, like, sneak through. I mean, what are you doing, man? Now Haniger's hurt. And AIL. Now I'm just going to call back up Mekis. Because they're not going to play Fila anyways, and people just hate him for whatever reason. Where's Mekis? Here we go. Mekis, back up. I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody who is on the all-players list in waivers who sneaks through at the end of the year, because sometimes you'll see guys get waived at the very end of the year who could possibly be, like, a decent depth piece for you. My hitting coach for... Oh, that's right, we never looked at the... That's fine, though. Just because, like, anybody who usually... That's... No thanks. We only talk about Palestinian rights. But anyways, the hitting coaches in the minors and whatnot, I like to do them on my own because I like to ensure that the guys that we have down in the minors are guys that, like, prefer working with young players and whatnot, rather than just a bunch of, like, random ragtag guys that the AI signs. So it doesn't matter that we didn't re-sign anybody because, I mean, we're just going to look at who's available in the off-season once we get to that point. All right, the season just... Danny Salazar just got waived. Wow, interesting. I mean, he stunk. He stunk it up this year. Wow. All right. Plus, he's a free agent. We don't need Danny Salazar. Seems odd to waive the guy the last day of the season when he's an upcoming free agent, but I mean, it's each to their own. Wow, J.P. Crawford really fell off the map, didn't he? He was hitting pretty well like the first half of the season, and then he just absolutely shat the bed in the second half. Holy shit. That is not what you like to see. What was he like fielding? Pretty solid. So yeah, he's just like a defensive shortstop for us, you know? Even though he's not that great of a defensive shortstop, generally, like, he's has an eye, though. Like, come on, get on base. What are you doing? But yeah, Adam Eaton, what did he do for us? He was okay. Not that it matters. We're just going to buy him out. Evan White. That's what I'm talking about. Solid 300 plate appearances in the bigs for Evan White at first base. Build on that heading into the future. Kyle Lewis, I'll take that. I'll take that. 104 games in the big leagues. Donovan Wallen, this guy's actually pretty decent. He could be somebody we look to be middle infielder for us. Jared Kelenic, I'll take that. I'll take that. I will definitely take that to as a 21-year-old in the bigs for sure. What else we look at? Vogelbach hit 26 home runs, 25 doubles. Slightly above average league player. Or slightly above average WRC plus. Okay season for Vogie. What else do we want to look at here? Austin Nola, very good season for Austin Nola. Love to see that. Shed Long. ended up 18 stolen bases. Wow, 34 doubles, 20 home runs, 18 stolen. He could be like a 2020 guy at some point. I like that. Stolen base percentage is pretty good too. I like that. I like that. Very solid season for Mr. Shed Long. What type of shed is it? It's long. Very good, very solid season from some of the guys we called up here. Armenteros, very impressive in those 4 games started he had for us. Margavicius, I mean, not a great WAR, but I mean, I think he's like a league average player. But I mean, I'll take that. Margavicius, yes sir, give me that. I'll take that from Nick Margavicius every time. Cole Stapler, I'll take that too. You keep doing that for us. I mean, this guy is looking like he's going to be a Mariners legend. Marco Gonzalez, need to rebound from that. We definitely need a better season for Marco Gonzalez. Logan Gilbert, I'll definitely take that out of Stetson, following in that lineage of Stetson right-handed pitchers. That is him and Jacob deGrom, and I don't know anybody else who's come out of Stetson. But Austin Adams, very good as our closer. Like to see that. Very solid strikeout ratio. Gilbo, very solid lefty out of the pen for us. Altavilla, also extremely solid for us. Carl Edwards, very good. Had a lot of good bullpen arms for us, which is good. Matt McGill, also extremely good for us. Wendelken was a solid pickup off the waiver wire. What else we got? Justice Sheffield could have been better, but he was still pretty solid. Got some starts as well. Tyler Alexander started not doing so well towards the end, but he was pretty decent for a bit. Still a decent guy to keep around the organization. Dakota Mekkes didn't really get too much time in Seattle, but I'll take that. He was very good in Detroit. I mean, I'll definitely take that guy. 25 years old, will be 26 next season. For sure, I'll take that. And, yeah, I mean, we got some stuff to build them on. We got some young guys to look on. That's the end of the season. We're gonna... Alright, Mitch Haniger's just back on the roster, just so we don't have to... We can advance the days. But I do want to look around the league real quick. Just, standings. What do the standings look like? The Rays, Red Sox. Wow, Yankees went 82-80. What happened there? Aaron Hicks sprained his knee. I mean, that wasn't a long-term thing. James Paxton got hurt. Severino, obviously, was hurt with the torn UCL. I mean, looks like they just had a lot of underachievers. League average hitter for Stanton. Aaron Judge, wow. I mean, yeah, Aaron Judge is gonna... That looks nothing like Judge. What is that? What is this? What is that? Come on. Really? Come on. So, anyways, Aaron Judge, not a great season for him. Very bad season, in fact. What else do you got here? Glaber had a good year. LeMahieu had a good year. Voit did not. Miggy did not. Gio Urshela did. Like, how did they get someone like Urshela? His face is pretty good. Voice is pretty... it's okay. And then they get Judge, and it's just like, what? Like, what is that? Gary, bad season for Gary. So yeah, they just had a bunch of, like, bad years. Garrett Cole, he was solid, as always. Very solid. Who is this? John Hudgens, 33-year-old they got from the Phillies, who was bad once they got him. Okay. A lot of bad bullpen displays. Chad Green, Canely, Britton, Ottavino, Carson Smith, Ronnie Garcia. All these guys just stunk it up for them. They just did not have any sort of... Wow. They, Yankees stunk it up. Red Sox, they somehow pieced together an 82-win season. Very impressive, honestly, with after trading away Mookie Betts. Not that, like, I'm giving teams. Don't get it twisted. I'm not, like, supporting teams trading away their best players here. I would never do that. Screw billionaires. So yeah, the Rays win the AL East, the Twins win the Central, the Spiders get the wild card, Angels and A's out of the West. Phillies win the East in the National League. Mets just stunk it up. Reds won the Central. Brewers get the wild card. Pirates. Everybody else is pretty solid in the Central, and then the Pirates just stink it up as always. Dodgers and Padres out of the West. And yeah, so looks like the NL wildcard wasn't really close. It was firmly Padres and Brewers, and then the wildcard in the AL was Spiders, Athletics, and then the Red Sox and Yankees were with it for a while, also the Astros. So yeah, I mean, we had a better shot at making the wild card than the third place team in the wild card did in the NL. So that tells you how I guess how deep the NL is rather than the AL. Probably, yeah. 290 win. Yeah, definitely how deep the NL is. What about we're looking for here? Playoff coverage. What am I looking for here? Statistics. All right, batting leaders. In the this is just all around in the league. So batting average, Daniel Murphy hit a 359 average in Colorado. Jesus. I mean, I'm sure they want that sort of production from him in real life. So yeah, Daniel Murphy, batting average, Luis Ariz, Jesse Winker, Nicky Lopez, wow. Vladdy Guerrero. OBP King was Juan Soto, followed by Trout, Winker, Bellinger. War King 9.5 from Mike Trout, and Soto and Bellinger. Home runs, Joey Gallo at 54 on the year. Look at the White Sox here. Jimenez and Robert, 47 and 46. They got Mazzara on here with 41, too. Can't wait for them in real life to ruin that team by like hiring like a 90-year-old to manage it. Vladdy with a 600 slugging. Ribbies don't really care about. OPS King was Juan Soto. Juan Soto, Vladdy, Trout, and Bellinger all had over 1,000 OPS. 200 hits on the year for Nicky Lopez, man. What a season. They got such a good... Jesus. Just randomly, Nicky Lopez is like the best second baseman in baseball. What? What a beast. What a find for the Royals. Wow. And then Merrifield led the league in triples. Doubles was Freddie Freeman. Yeah, what about the pitching leaders? Adrian Hauser from the Brewers. ERA, Darvish, Bauer, Mackenzie Gore. Wins, who gives a shit? Wow, 19 losses on the year for Mike Leake, and to think I thought about claiming him. I mean, we have our own guy on here, Marco Gonzalez. Not that I give a shit about losses, but, you know, still interesting to see. Saves, Giovanni Gallegos from the Cardinals. Shane Bieber was the War King, followed by Garrett Cole, Gosman. Look at that, 3 Dodgers back-to-back-to-back. Bueller, Kershaw, Dustin May. What are we looking for here? Strikeouts, Garrett Cole, Bieber, Flaherty, Dinelson Lamet. Look at that. Leading the league in base on balls, of course, Tyler Chatwood. That's to be expected. He does that every year, it seems. He lucks a lot of people. 12 K ratio, K to walk ratio, Shane Bieber. Yeah, not looking like we had anybody in any of the good categories this year, league leading. Oh, look at that! Third lowest BABIP among pitchers, Nick Margevicius. So, you know, probably had a good season because his BABIP was so low, but I mean, hopefully it doesn't go up next year and he has a bad year. That's all I have to say about that, really. But very good to see that Margevicius was in there with the low BABIP. And then, yeah, Holds, Altavia at 17 on the year, while the league leader was Luke Jackson with 23. So, yeah, Altavia had a very good year for us out of the pen. That's 162 ERA plus, finished 16 games, struck out 12 per 9, walked 4 per 9. Very solid year for Altavia and his goatee. So, yeah, very, very solid year. Let's now go to the end of the playoffs. See what happens in the playoffs here. as the Spiders came out of the wild card, and they take out the Twins. Wow. Alex Smith is recovering well. Reliever of the year goes. Look at that. Art Warren gets reliever of the year in the Pacific Conference. Let's go. The PCL reliever of the year. Close series here. 2-2. 3-2. Game 7, and the San Diego Padres win the World Series in 2020. Wow. Coming out of the wild card, too. What a team. Acquire a player. Awesome. Average season score for your boy Warren Zevon. And, yeah, we're going to have some decisions to make. We're going to head into the offseason, and that's what we're going to do in the next episode. So, we finished up 2020. So, yeah, Padres, they win in 7. Came out of the wild card, took out the Brewers, then the Dodgers in a 5-game series, and a 7-game series against the Phillies. And then the AL, the Spiders take out the A's in the wild card, take out the Twins. Tampa Bay takes out the Angels, and then a tough 7-game series. Just a really close, would have been a great series to watch on TV, for sure. Cleveland Spiders, Tampa Bay Rays, Padres end up winning the World Series. Let's go.